Hi there, so this is a video for people who came to the starting spellings session that I did a couple of days ago. These were the letters that we worked on. It took a little bit longer than I hoped because it's really important that we set up good routines right from the start. I'm going to show you what I'd like you to do with your children to really build up and get those foundations in place. So if you put those as a pack, Daniel, shuffle them together, and we want them the right way up. I don't know if I've just muddled them a little bit there. So turn them towards you, and what Daniel's going to do is he's going to say the picture of the card on the top, he's going to say the pure sound of the picture, and then he's going to say the name of the letter, and he's going to work through the pack, putting them face down when he has done them. So off you go, Daniel.
Pen, P.
That's it.
Sun, S. Igloo, I. Table, T. Net, N.
That's lovely. And if you, let's just give them a quick shuffle, and just if you redo them, Daniel, and show how it will get when it gets quite quick. Give them a quick shuffle around so they're in a different order. So obviously we haven't got many to shuffle at this point anyway, but as you get quicker they'll sound like this. It's really important that the sound is pure, so n, not n, p, not p, t is the sound for that one. So off you go, Daniel, as quick as you can.
Table, T. Net, N. Pen, P. Sun, S. Igloo, I.
Lovely. So if you could get into the routine of doing that every day, very quickly the sound and the name will become very automatic for your child. The next thing that it would be really useful if you practice throughout this week is the formation of those letters, which I showed the children, but I will put a copy of the correct formation onto the page. But the best way to do it is to do it in different ways. We want it nice and big. We want to get that feeling. We don't want it all to be little on paper to start with. And if I had more time, I'd have spent time doing it in the air. If people came to my lesson, they'd do it on chalk, in sand. So let me give you a quick demonstration of that. So Daniel, nice and big with your drawing finger, please. Let's see. T, please.
T.
Lovely. Let's see. I.
I.
Lovely. And P.
P.
Lovely. And N.
N.
Lovely. And S.
S.
Lovely. So you want that really nice and big, and if it goes over the midway line, all the better. Let's quickly do a demonstration in the sand, Daniel. So if you pull that towards me. Okay, and if we just demonstrate how it would look. So I'm going to this time just give you the sound, and you're going to do the sound, and you're going to tell me the name of the letter. So the sound S.
S.
Lovely. Let's do the sound I.
I.
Lovely.
T.
Wonderful.
P.
Oh, our video's frozen. Oh, it's back. Okay, super duper. So push that to the side. We didn't do, and then, but that's fine. Push it to the side, please get the idea, and grab the chalkboard. And your piece of chalk is here. And so any sensory thing you can do it on. Do it outside in a water tray. Do it on the grass. Do it in the mud. Do it with a stick. Do it any way you can. You want to get that sensory feedback. You want them to feel how the letter feels, nice and big. So Daniel, nice and big. Let's have
T.
That's it, Daniel. Make sure you don't put any sound on the end. We want just the nice pure t, please. Brilliant. Let's have
I.
Lovely. So the reason I'm saying the sound is because that's what we need for spellings. When you hear the word, if you hear the word tip, for example, you need to translate those sounds into the names of the letters. So, oh, and he's off doing it. Okay, so it's kind of the next step. We go off and we start putting them together. So that's another nice sensory way for them to learn. It is difficult for them to go straight to this kind of handwriting paper, and ideally you spend plenty of time doing big things first to get those motions in place. So really quickly, we'll just quickly take you through how it looks on the paper. So Daniel, I'm going to give you the sounds of the letters first of all, and then we'll do a few words quickly. So let's do t.
T.
I.
I. P.
It's really important that the sound is pure. Daniel, you had a slight sound on the end.
P.
Okay. N.
N. N.
Lovely. And S. Bit of a tricky one to squeeze in those lines when we go small.
S.
Lovely. Anybody who would like it, I also have some paper that's much, much bigger than this to be able to let your child stretch out and do it even bigger. They can use felt tips and do it on bigger paper to start with. So they're the letters we did. If I quickly show you how we put those together into words when the child's ready. So Daniel, tip. Daniel, can you angle the paper around, please, so that's it. And you want...
It. T. I. P.
Lovely. And then afterwards we go back and cross and dot. We don't do that until we finish the word, like Daniel did there. Okay, your next word is nip.
Nip.
And I was just going to say about the paper, it's really great if you can get them to angle the paper at 45 degrees. So it's in line. If you look at Daniel's arm, his arm goes up and the paper is kind of at the angle with his arm, not with the table. Lots of school children are told they have to write with the paper straight like this. And if we look at what happens with the arm, as Daniel moves across, can you pretend to write, Daniel, and have your arm moving across? What you find is that the wrist well, he can't do it, he's come off the paper, but what you find is your wrist really bends round. If you can move freely across the page like this, then that is so much better for your wrist and frees it up. So it's a really good habit to get into right at this point. Next word, sip.
Sip. S. I. P.
Super. Pit.
Pit. P. I. T.
Wonderful. Next one, pin.
Pin. P. I. N.
Lovely. Sit.
Sit. S. I. T.
Wonderful. Sin.
Sin. S. I. N.
And then we could have in.
I. N.
And we could have it.
I. T.
There we go. So if you have a chance to practice some of these bits, it will massively help your children, and we can move on really quickly in the coming up lessons. So here are some words. There are the letter formations. Sorry that the video might be a little bit shaky and wibbly and wobbly, but hopefully that helps you know what to do this week. Thanks, bye.